Hey there. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's really good to see you. I'm glad that you came in today for an eye examination. This is something that we like to do at least once a year, just to make sure overall that the eye is physically healthy. So this is not going to be a vision test. So we're not going to be checking for nearsightedness, farsightedness, or any visual acuity testing. So there's not going to be any charts to look at or anything like that. We're strictly dealing with the physical health of the eye. Okay? So the first thing that I just want to ask before we get started is, have you had any trouble with headaches or anything like that? Okay, all right. And how are we with sinus and allergies? Are we doing okay with that, or are we struggling again this year? Okay, that's to be expected. Well, the way that we're going to do this is I'm going to have to get a bit closer to you during certain parts of the examination. I'm going to be looking at the eye just physically to see how the lids are looking, if everything seems to be in order and the way that it's supposed to be. I'm going to check around for any kind of trauma, anything that I might see that could indicate an underlying issue with the eye or causing issues with the eye. And overall, we will get a feel for how the eyes are doing and see if we can't alleviate some of those symptoms related to the allergies and sinuses that are causing a bit of trouble. All right, does that sound good? Okay, great. All right, so the first thing that I'm doing is I'm visually assessing the area around your eyes. So I'm looking up at the forehead, I'm looking down to see if there's any darkening below the eyes to indicate stress or exhaustion. And I'm also looking to see if anything looks injured, which it looks like you're doing just fine. Doesn't look like there's any issues, just from a very quick assessment. All right? Cool. So now I'm going to come a bit closer so that I can begin to look at each individual eye. So I'm going to ask that you be really still, and I'm just going to start by looking in the right eye, and I'm going to hold the lid, look down, okay, and look up. All right. Now, do you have any twitching of the eye or anything? Okay, sometimes that can be caused from staring at a computer too long for lots of hours. And it can also be caused from caffeine. A lot of caffeine during the day can lead to the muscles just being a little more stressed, I guess would be the word. All right, now I'm going to look at your left eye. Okay, look down. All right, now look up. Good. All right. Okay. All right. Now, is there any pressure that you felt behind the eye, or anything maybe caused by headaches? I know I asked earlier. All right. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to get my otoscope, and I'm going to be looking briefly at the eye. I am going to have to turn off the lights in a moment to do a few of the eye tests, but it shouldn't be a problem. But just to get started, I'm going to look at the eyes a little bit closer. Okay. All right. And now this side. Okay. I'm not seeing anything that is concerning, so that's good news, as always. I'm gonna just check a few more angles. Okay, now down from the, hold up your lid just a little. Okay, and now this side. Okay. Excellent. Not seeing anything to be concerned with. All right. So, just gonna palpate next to the eye just slightly to see if you can feel any pressure or sensitivity. A little bit of pressure and sensitivity is to be expected. This is generally a tender area, but hopefully not too tender. All right. Very good. Okay. Okay. All right. Very quickly, I'm going to step back for a minute. I do want to check for your peripheral vision, just to make sure that you can see. Even though this is not for visual acuity, I do want to make sure that you have a good sense of surroundings and you're able to basically see and adapt to what's going on around you, okay? So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to just wiggle my finger, and I'm going to start way out to the side, and I'm going to come closer just like this. And when you see my finger, I want you to just let me know. Just say, I can see it. Okay, I'm going to start over here. Okay. All right. Okay, good. Good. Okay. Excellent. Wonderful. All right. Good. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and dim the lights, and then we can start doing some of the light tests. What I'm going to be doing for this, I'll just tell you really quickly, is similar to what I was doing a minute ago. But instead, what this is to check for is to actually test the individual reaction of the pupil in each eye, just to make sure that it's responding to light and adapting appropriately. Okay? All right. I'm going to get the lights, and then I will get closer with my light, and we'll get started. All right? Perfect. All right, we are ready. The one thing that I'm going to do a little bit different is for the initial For the initial tests, the very general overview, I was not wearing a glove, but this time I'm going to be getting even closer to the lid. I'm going to be getting very close, so I'm going to put on a glove for this. All right, now I'm going to get a bit closer, like I said, and I'm really going to just make sure that, okay, that everything, I'm going to press a bit harder than I did before, okay? All right. And you just let me know if I cause you any pain or discomfort. Okay, good. All right, I have my light and I'm ready to begin. So for this, I'm going to be, again, starting in your peripheral and coming closer, just like this, and checking each eye individually, okay? All right, so first I'm gonna cover this eye. Okay. Now this may be a little bit uncomfortable, but the light will not cause any damage. It's just a little bit of discomfort. Okay, now this side. Okay, good. Very good. Okay. Okay. Now really close. Okay. This is allowing me to look into the back of the eye. And everything looks okay to me. All right. Now, I'm going to do those peripheral tests again now that it's dark. So when you see my finger wiggle, just let me know. Okay? Very good. Okay. Good. Excellent. Good. Okay. Good. Okay. Can you see both? Very good. All right. now that I've done that, I'm going to get just a little bit closer to look in the back of your right eye again, just to double check something. Okay. All right. It looks like you have just very tiny scratches on your right eye, and I think this is most likely caused from possibly dust. It looks like just a little bit of debris may have gotten into your eye, and it appears to be gone now. I don't see it, but I think that perhaps when you were maybe trying to get it out of your eye, or maybe if you were in the shower and water washed it out, that would lead to why you felt a bit of irritation in the right eye. I think that it appears to be harmless. I would recommend getting some over-the-counter eye drops just to put a little bit of moisture back into the eye. I think that would help quite a bit. But overall, I don't think it's anything to be concerned with. I think that it should get better within probably a couple of weeks at the latest. But if it doesn't, feel free to come back and we'll look into it. But now I'm going to go ahead and turn the lights back on so that I can do further up-close examination of the eye just with the light on so that I can see a little bit better. And then we should be done, okay? All right, I've got the lights back on, so I'm gonna do one more quick assessment up close to determine if that's what those scratches are. Pretty sure they are, but I'm just gonna double check. So I'm gonna get up close and we're gonna do this one more time. Okay. All right. That's definitely what the scratches are. They're really subtle. It might be a little itchy, a little uncomfortable, but I don't think it's a problem. It looks like something that'll heal pretty quickly. Like I said, I would get drops, eye drops, just over the counter. Just something that adds a little bit of moisture, is a little more comfortable for you. But otherwise, I think we are good. So like I said, if you have any trouble, just feel free to come back and we will look into it. But otherwise, I think you're all set. And also, at some point, we'll come back for a formal vision test that will test for nearsightedness or farsightedness and visual acuity. But until then, that concludes the examination. I believe everything is okay. Looks like you're good for another year, and we hope to see you again soon.